The world-famous Butch and Bob Show.
World famous Butch and Bob Show right here on WIFO 105.5 FM in Jesup. Bob, man, you're still upset. I mean, a week later and you're still about the SEC championship game, us losing, and then the selection committee leaving Georgia out.
There's not one person that knows anything about college football that doesn't think Georgia's one of the best top 4 teams in the country, and they had a chance to three-peat, and they should get a shot. And
should have been Georgia and FSU.
And as bad as
right?
I feel worse for FSU because they got shafted worse than I did.
Yeah,
but
they sure did.
It's just sad. But Alabama, round the bowl, roll tide roll. That's what I say.
We did have an Alabama fan.
Yeah, I heard him.
You heard that?
I don't care about Alabama. Like I said, if it wasn't for fourth and dumb, they wouldn't even be in the conversation.
I agree.
Auburn should have fired that defense coordinator. Should never get on the plane. He should have walked home.
Just walk home. Walk home.
Seriously, they should have done it you can't cover 4th and 31. The chance to win the game, you're not getting on the bus.
Well, Georgia did the same thing against Pittsburgh. Remember?
No, that was Dan Marino on that was just a heck of.
Georgia could have solved all this by scoring 4 more points, Bob.
I understand. Well,
we controlled our own destiny.
Don't even get me started on the game because they had a 4th and 5 play that wasn't a catch, and they had a horse collar tackle that wasn't a horse collar tackle. So don't even
get you started on the game.
You could do a documentary on calls that Alabama gets away with. I mean, people got them on film throughout the years. He just gets the call.
Certain coaches through the years like Nick and
don't get
Bear and Joe
Nick's,
Paterno and people like that who got away with a few things because of their image.
Right. But Nick Saban is the best coach by far. I mean, he's got the record. He proved it. I mean, 11-1 in championship games. But don't tell me he's not intimidated. He gets calls that other coaches don't get. That's just the way it is. Which I understand, but that's
the same thing with superstar athletes.
Exactly.
Like Michael Jordan, he got away with a few things.
Like Tom Brady, you can't touch Tom Brady, man. You breathe on him,
you
get a
look
15-yard penalty, right? So I get it, but like I said, they should have lost that ball game to Auburn.
They should have.
They shouldn't even been in the conversation.
I mean, we're sitting there watching and thinking, well, they got it won, and boom.
Yeah, I'm still. Like I said, I'll get over it this weekend. But
okay,
I said trip to South Beach will help. So
all right, just. Calm down a little bit, Bob.
If FSU shows up, now they're saying FSU may not even show up and play the game, which I don't blame them. I mean,
and
the governor,
give up on all that money?
That's what they're just saying. They're that upset.
It's always about the money, Bob. They're going to show up.
Speaking of money, how about John Rahm? $300 million to go play golf.
Hero guy who put down the live and all this kind of stuff, but as we always say on this show, it's always about the money. Always about the money.
I told somebody yesterday when I heard, I said, how much is he getting? I said, if he turns that down, he needs to go see a psychiatrist.
You know how long it would take him to earn that on the PGA Tour?
Right. Well, the bottom line,
forever.
They're just paying him to come. Plus they're going to pay him when he plays and wins tournaments. So good for him. $300 million. Man, they got a bunch of money.
He had to eat crow, didn't he? Well, it's the best thing from me and from my family.
It's easy to beat crow for $300 million.
That's right. It sure is, isn't it?
that crow tastes good.
I didn't really mean what I said about live. You know, I've changed my mind on it.
That's a lot of money.
That is.
We got a guest in here. We need to get on with the show.
We need to get on.
Touchdown Club's got a big drawing every year. It'll be Super Bowl Sunday again. Is that right, Bill? Super Bowl Saturday, right.
Who's going to talk? All right, Bill Parker, go ahead.
I'm up to bat on this one.
All
but,
right.
We've got our big fundraiser coming up in February. And this year it's going to be February 10th, Saturday night at Pine Forest Country Club again. And we've got the band Dakota Duo is going to perform for us. And what we're going to do is in the last couple of years, so we don't have so much time drawing the balls out of the tumbler, pulling tickets. We're going to start pulling tickets at 6 o'clock to kind of get a little bit ahead of the game so we can have time to enjoy the band. And while the band's playing, we'll still be rolling and pulling tickets also. And as in the past, we'll have the finger foods and a cash bar for folks that want to have a drink. There will be a cash bar, and Touchdown Club will supply finger foods and that kind of thing. And this, of course, is most folks are familiar with it. It's our big fundraiser for the year. The the way that we raised probably 95% of our money to support the football program for the upcoming year, and that'll start in the springtime. And most people don't realize football now is year round, and this money that we raise, I know it probably sounds like a broken record every year, but it takes a lot of money to move this team through the process of summer, spring practice, and then summer, and then fall, and J-Bo's got some special things he wants to do with them this summer, and we're going to try to help support him the best we can. And then come fall, we have on any given Friday night, if we're on the road, we're between coaches, players, support staff, and all that, we move somewhere probably 90 or 95 people. And after, if it's a faraway game, we will feed them a pregame meal on the road, and then after the game, we also give them a couple of Chick-fil-A sandwiches and some drinks and that kind of thing to get them back home. But this money is very well spent. It's used exclusively for the football team, and it's managed very well, and it goes a long way in the process of helping these young guys and obtain what they need to obtain. And J-Bo's our go-between. If any of them need anything or they need anything, he lets us know, and we try to provide what we can for them. And but this year, with the giveaway, we will have a top prize of $10,000. And when you get down in the past, the way we do it is if there's 5 tickets on the board, then we start asking if you want to split or if you want to go again, and it has to be unanimous to split. So if you've got 4 that says they want to split and 1 that says no, I'm gonna hold out, we roll the tumbler again and pull another ball, and then the same process all the way down to the end. So we have had people before go all the way to the end and don't want to split, and then we've had groups that want to split at 5, 4, and 3. So it's a fun night, and it's a good way for us to raise money. And we're also going to have a couple of giveaways during the night. We're going to have a card deck on a couple of guns. We'll sell one card deck on one gun and another card deck on another gun. So if you just bought 1 ticket, you'd have a 1 in 52 chance of winning a nice gun of some sort. We're going to have some door prizes that we'll give away during the night. And so we're really looking forward to it. And we just, we appreciate the community support we have every year, and ticket sales are always good. And we just want people to realize and understand that what we're doing is we're raising money for the football team, and it's all about helping them, and it's a good cause, and it's something that we just look forward to, and it's our main money raiser. So
where do people get tickets?
This year we're gonna have tickets at Lewis Hunting Supply, Parker Insurance and Realty, Katie at Prime South, that's always sold them for us, and Holly at OCTS, and the Connection Cafe also will have tickets.
And tickets are $100 each, right?
That's correct. Yes, it's $100 for a ticket, and like I said, it gets you in the drawing, and we and I just want folks to understand and that this is a fundraiser for the football team, and this money is used for that, and we can guarantee that that's where the money goes, and it's just one of those chances. It's kind of a fun night too, but it's also, it's a fundraiser.
Always a big event, but like I said, the tickets go quickly. I want to emphasize that. People at the last minute say, "Got any tickets left?" And they find there's no tickets left, because that's why we're emphasizing the tickets are on sale now. So if you want one, the quicker you purchase a ticket, the better.
That's right, because the reason we have to cut it off, when we run out is, by 5 o'clock on Friday, because we got to print all the tickets, go on the wall, and make sure everybody's number's up there, and we've got a ticket for everybody. But yes, the earlier you get the ticket, the better chance you get them of obtaining one, because in this past couple of years we've really done well selling tickets, and I think that's a tribute to the football team having success, and you can see it on Friday nights and through all the programs. And like I said, it's just it's just a way to support the team.
We got our head football coach in the studio with us, Jay Beauchamp. Hadn't had a chance to talk to you since the region's been set for the next 2 years. Pretty tough region.
Yeah.
A lot of travel. Your thoughts on that?
Yeah, it'll be, I know pretty much every one of those head coaches that we're going to be in the region with. Got a lot of respect for them. Obviously, some very talented programs. I'm looking forward to it. I think anybody who knows me, I'll go play anybody, anywhere, anytime. And now it means that we have to take our off season to another level. It means, the attention to detail, the finishing aspect, the whole thing is amped up. And there's two ways to look at it. You can go, woe is me, and look at the region we got to go play in, or take the mindset of, look at this region. Tell me another team outside this region that can go win it all, that we should be intimidated. The best teams in 4A will be in our region, and we'll find a way to go be successful, find a way to get in the playoffs, and then there's 2 or 3 teams outside of this region that we play in that can go match up with our region. So that's the mindset we'll have. We'll be ready to go by the time it comes, and we'll go be ready to play. So I'm excited about it. You're going to play in some great atmospheres, communities that care a lot about football, and we're certainly one of those. So I'm excited about it.
The Dawn regions, I've heard rumblings possibly playing Appleton, Pierce, Glenn, and Brunswick in the Dawn region. Is that true?
Yeah, we don't have contracts completely finalized yet, so everything is still, I guess, technically not set in stone yet. But my deal is, when I go and look for a non-region game, is big-time community sport as far as a gate, when these local teams that you can go get, and there's a lot of good football teams around us. So I've reached out to Glenn, Brunswick, Appling, Pierce, Richmond Hill. Those are some of the ones that I've been calling, trying to get it nailed down, because I think those are great for our communities, be great atmospheres for both schools, and it'll get us ready for the region that we're going to go play in.
When do you think that'll be finalized? Sometime after the first of the year?
Yeah, it should be. I know all of us, I want it done today, so I'm sending out contracts today. I want it done as quick as possible. But I'm sure most of us will want it done before probably Christmas break. So hopefully we can get something out pretty soon.
Well, the all-region team was finally announced. Congrats to Matthew Fuller, Player of the Year. I got asked, though, I know they lobby, but I'm looking down at I saw your son last night at the Brett Ems was playing last night. I said, how in the world did you not get first-team punter? He said they got the kid inside. I said, I don't even remember the punter from – I know he punted a lot, but I was just shocked.
Yeah.
I know they lobby for all that stuff, but you got a good representation on your team, but that's the one that kind of surprised me.
Absolutely. I thought there were several, and I get it. I'm biased. I'm the coach of my guys, and I'm going to push them. And, I thought there were several that probably should have been a little bit higher on the list, but I get one vote, and it's each region does it very differently. And even you change over the years, whether it's you put all the names on the table and then you go vote, or the coach will have a chance to talk about their players. So it's just, it's unfortunate sometimes because, this kid may not have had like a defensive player, for example. If we're getting off the field really good on defense, he may not see that opposing head coach may not see that defensive player like Benedictine saw him. Right. You know what I mean? It's kind of frustrating. But
I'm curious, how close was the Player of the Year vote? Because I know BC is pushing for their quarterback, who's a phenomenal athlete going to FSU. Was that a close vote, or did Matthew kind of? It
was pretty much unanimous, which was pretty cool. I think the other one's up for grabs. Obviously, was the BC quarterback. And then there was one more, maybe the New Hampstead quarterback, which I think they ended up getting co-offensive player of the years with the BC quarterback, and the New Hampstead quarterback went co-player of the years on offense.
I guess the big question I got, it's all about money and, transfer portals, and, they made it where high school kids can get deals. So my fear is that, small-town communities that have more money than other communities are going to lobby for kids to come play. So is any of that going on? Because I joked to somebody. I said I think the New Hampstead quarterback's going to wind up with BC next year. I mean, so
I have it.
have you heard of any of this movement going on?
I have it on pretty good authority. A school in Metro Atlanta, right outside, that's still playing, has a $600,000 collective ready to give to high school kids to get them to come to that specific school. It's just sad. It's
getting out of whack. But I think it's going to cause a lot of hurt and bad feelings between communities.
But don't you have to offer jobs to the parents? I mean, you've got to be a resident of that area, whether it's a county, whether it's a zone, whatever the case may be, right, Coach?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Now, you still have to have a bona fide move, but who's to say that bona fide move and that money to pay for the NIL can put you up in a place somewhere? Nothing's monitored.
Get a hotel or an apartment or whatever.
So it's just, I think.
Why is the dad hanging around his house all day long?
I think it's a slippery slope, and it's unfortunate. Like we all high school coaches knew, it was going to trickle down to us eventually. It's unfortunate.
And if Georgia hadn't approved it and other states did, we'd be losing athletes to other states. So it's one of those things. Well, dang if you do it, dang if you don't. So 100%. You had to do it.
I know Butch mentioned I'm still upset about Georgia not getting in. Are you still replaying that playoff game with the we lost that ball game in the rain? How often have you replayed that game?
Oh, goodness. I'll go down a depressing road if we start.
I think about it all the time. I told people, it was a blocked field goal for a touchdown. We fumbled inside the 5 on a kickoff, and then a blocked punt. 3 plays pretty much determined the ball game. But we really had that team. Leaving there, I thought we were the better team for sure. So it was a tough pill to swallow. But
it was.
But I just wonder how. I think about it every now and then.
100%. We've, and we will use this, especially the special team stuff. And y'all have heard me say it about it before. Some bad sometimes has to happen for kids to learn, or anybody to learn. Really, the urgency, all the things that go in, especially with a playoff game. And there was 2 mistakes by 2 sophomores that got the kick block. And, it's just one of those where it's a great teachable moment of where this is the urgency of the deal that we have to do. So it's just, God, you do everything. You almost pull it off, and it's so hard against a 1 seed. Because of the momentum at their place, all those things, you have to do a lot of things right to even be in the contention there at the end, and we did those things. We just came a little bit short.
I like the way you said that. Everything's a learning moment,
Yeah.
That's why you play those region games, how important that game with, those games are important because home field advantage can mean the difference of winning or loss. So, like I said, it's just a teaching moment for your team to move forward. But you had a lot of seniors that you're going to say goodbye to, so it's going to be interesting how the team comes back. Got a lot of talent coming back. Like I mentioned in the Sportscast yesterday, Tavion Wallace made first team all-region, just a junior. He'll be a senior this year. But talk about how he's been one of the most sought-out athletes in the state of Georgia. I'm sure Scott's going to come. He hasn't made his decision yet, but he's got offers from just about every SEC and Big Ten school already. So how much fun is that going to be next year watching that?
Absolutely. He's one of those guys. He's an infectious guy. People, Gray, y'all, and everybody knows him a lot longer than I have. But just the way he can lead, and people gravitate to him. The things he can do on a field speaks for themselves. But I think the leader that he will be, and just taking another step forward and being the guy and being, the one that we look to lead us. I think he's going to do a great job. I'm certainly excited we've got him back for another year. His whole class, there's some special leaders in there that care about this thing, care about what we're doing, care about Wayne County, and want to leave it better than they find it. So I think Tavion was recognized as an All-American in the U.S. Army All-American game. So I know that's, Gunner went through that when I had him, and now it's Tavion, and I know that's an awesome opportunity, a great experience that he'll get to go to, and certainly represent Wayne County with a lot of pride. And then I think he was up for the Touchdown Club of Atlanta does the Mr. Football, and I think it's the Little Peach Award. I think that's what it's called for the juniors, and I think he was a finalist for it. I don't know when they announced that, but he just does. it's exciting because he represents himself in the right way, and he's one of many of on our team that represent us the right way and try to represent Wayne County with a lot of pride, on and off the field, and act right in the classroom. And he's certainly one of those guys.
And one thing your coaching staff always does, like I said, we mentioned Matthew's going to South Carolina, but there's some other players looking to go somewhere. And I mentioned this season, Georgia Public TV during their Friday night broadcast had a feature that says, give this kid a chance. And Jaw Ross was one of those kids they featured one week, kind of undersized, but motor, runs 110%, always in action, makes play after play after play. Any chance he gets a shot somewhere?
Yeah, we went to this was our third recruiting fair yesterday. We went up to Macon, and where you see a bunch of schools, and they just come through, and it's almost like an assembly line. You're pushing your guys, and there's another high school right down 10 feet from you. They're doing the same, but you're getting your guys in front of so many people in one day. And I really think we are trying our hardest for Ja, for the rest of the recruitable seniors that we've got. I'm certainly hopeful. A lot of good positives came from yesterday, wanting transcripts, wanting contact numbers. So I'm hoping, things start picking up a little bit here when you're almost about 2 months away from the signing day or whatever in February. And so I'm certainly hoping for the best. And I can promise you our staff is doing everything possible. That's what we're focused on right now, doing within our team before Christmas break. It's all grades and study hall, and coaches getting guys highlight films ready, transcripts ready to send off. So those are the two main focuses we've got going right now, is study hall and grades to finish up the semester the right way, and trying to get these guys off to get an opportunity to go play.
Okay, we'll close it out with one final thing. The Touchdown Club's in here. John McWayne, you've been president the last couple of years. Let's just invite anybody and talk about everybody's welcome to join the Touchdown Club. And talk about, say we lost a great member this past week, Dr. Harrell. I mean, he's truly going to be missed. You talk about a treasure. Like I said, I mentioned him in Sportscast. He's the one that pushed that Jimmy Sullivan Award that they give out every year, and he always looked forward to giving that. And last couple of years he asked me to do it because he couldn't get around. But just invite everybody to the Touchdown Club. It's inviting, tell them how it works, and just give out an open invitation. Anybody wants to join Touchdown Club, they're more than welcome.
That's right. Well, Bob, we're going to miss Dr. Harrell. He was the last surviving original founding member of the club, and he got to come a couple times last year, not this year, and it was great to have him back at the club. And the Touchdown Club's just not for – it's open to parents. It's not just for anybody. Anybody in the community that wants to join can join. We meet on – hopefully we're moving back to Mondays next year. That's the big – if Omaha gets to open up on Mondays, we're going to move back. If not, it's on Tuesdays at 7. It's a great fellowship time. Anybody's welcome. Coach Shaw will give the highlights of the previous week and the next week, and just a great fellowship time to be around everybody, and good bunch of guys and girls in there.
And they bring several guests during the season, so just a lot of fun. But appreciate you guys. We'll continue to push those ticket sales. Again, a reminder that ticket sales are underway for the drawing. The drawing will take place Super Bowl Saturday. We have the date on that? February 10th. So that'll take place at the Pine Forest Country Club. Always a lot of fun, so make sure you get your tickets. Coach, always great to see you. Merry
too,
Christmas,
man.
Happy New Year, and appreciate you guys, Bill Parker and John McWayne, coming in and promoting this big event, and we look forward to it.
Thank you, guys.
Merry Christmas,
Appreciate
Happy
it.
New Year to all y'all. All right, WIFO FM in Jesup, Big Dog Country Radio, 105.5 FM, the world-famous Butch and Bob show here on WIFO, brought to you by First Southern Bank, Van's Barbecue, Murphy Builder Supply, and O'Quinn & Associates.